We live in an era of hustle culture. We are told that if we just work harder, sleep less, and grind more, we will eventually reach the finish line of financial freedom. But for most, that finish line keeps moving. The cost of living rises, the currency devalues, and the dream feels like a treadmill that only goes faster as you get older. But what if the secret to wealth isn't more effort, but more wisdom? 3,000 years ago, a man named Solomon inherited a kingdom. He didn't ask for gold. He didn't ask for the heads of his enemies. He asked for a discerning heart. Because he chose wisdom, God gave him everything else. At his peak, Solomon's wealth was estimated at over $2.1 trillion in today's currency. He wasn't just a king, he was the world's first trillionaire. Today we are going to deconstruct this Solomon blueprint, a three-pillar masterclass on how to build wealth and leadership that doesn't just fill your pockets, but fulfills your purpose. Pillar 1. Strategic diligence and the law of the foundation. Proverbs 21 verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." In the Hebrew context, the word for diligent isn't just hardworking. It means sharp and focused. It describes a man who has a plan. Most people today suffer from financial haste. They want the harvest before they've even cleared the rocks from the field. They invest in what they don't understand because they are afraid of missing out. Solomon teaches us that wealth is not a sprint. It is an architectural build. The 3 levels of biblical diligence. Level 1. The level of the blueprint, also known as planning. Solomon spent 7 years building the temple. He didn't just start laying bricks. Every measurement was calculated. Every material was sourced from the finest locations before a single stone was set. In modern leadership, diligence is your budget. A budget is not a restriction, it is a vision. If you cannot manage $1,000, God, and the laws of economics, will not trust you with $1 million. True diligence means knowing where every soldier in your financial army is stationed. If you don't tell your money where to go, it will simply wander away. Level 2. The level of the system, that is our habits. Diligence is a daily rhythm. Solomon observed the ant in Proverbs 6 verse 6. The ant doesn't have a boss, yet it stores food in the summer. This is the law of the lean season. Many people live as if it will always be summer. They spend 100% of their increase the moment it arrives. Diligence is building a system of automated storage. Wealth is built in the boring months of consistent saving, small investments, and repetitive skill sharpening. Level 3. The level of the axe known as skill. Ecclesiastes 10 verse 10 says, "If the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength is needed, but skill will bring success." Many leaders are exhausted because they are swinging a dull axe. They work 80 hours a week but haven't read a book, taken a course, or sought a mentor in years. Solomon teaches us, work on your skill more than you work on your job. A sharp axe cuts more wood in 10 minutes than a dull one cuts in 10 hours. Pillar 2. The multi-stream principle, diversified stewardship. This is where Solomon's advice becomes incredibly practical for the modern economy. In Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2, he gives us the golden rule of risk management. Invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. If you have only one source of income, your salary, you are not secure. You are vulnerable. You are one disaster, one corporate downsizing, or one health crisis away from poverty. Solomon suggests a minimum of 7 streams. Let's look at how we apply this kingdom portfolio to your life today. Seed 1, the primary craft, the palace. This is your core business, your career, or your high-value skill. In the Solomon blueprint, this is the center of your operations. You must make this stream as excellent and efficient as possible. Seed 2, intellectual property. Solomon wrote 3,000 proverbs and over 1,000 songs. He turned his wisdom into assets. In today's world, this means creating something once that pays you forever. An ebook, an online course, a YouTube channel, or a patent. It is wealth without your presence. Seed 3, real estate, the land. Proverbs 24 verse 27 says, "Finish your outdoor work. After that, build your house." This is the order of wealth. Produce first, consume later. Real estate is the most biblical form of wealth because it is tangible and provides a shelter for your capital. Seed 4, paper assets. This is lending, or equity, where your money works while you sleep. Whether it's index funds, dividend-paying stocks, or government bonds, this is the stream that utilizes compound interest, the 8th wonder of the world. Seed 5, strategic partnerships. Solomon partnered with King Hiram of Tyre to build his fleet of ships. He didn't try to be an expert in everything. He invested in other people's expertise. This is private equity or investing in a friend's growing business. Seed 6, emergency reserves, the Joseph strategy. This is the storehouse. Having a minimum of 3 to 6 months of expenses, or a 20% reserve, like Joseph in Egypt. This stream protects all other streams. It is your peace of mind fund. Seed 7, skill acquisition. This is the brain fund. Investing in your own education. Every dollar spent on your mind has the potential for a 1,000% ROI. As long as you have the skill, you can lose everything else and build it back. Seed 8. The unexpected venture. Solomon sent ships to Ophir, a place they knew little about. This is your experimental fund for high-risk, high-reward emerging markets. Whether that's AI startups, new tech, or innovative commodities. Solomon didn't hoard his gold in a box. He put it into circulation. Wealth that stays still dies. Wealth that flows grows. Solomon talks about 7, but most people should start with 2 till you reach the goal. Pillar 3. The law of the outflow, generosity and legacy. Most secular financial advice stops at Pillar 2. They teach you how to get and how to keep. But Solomon knew a secret. Generosity is not a subtraction. It is a multiplication. Proverbs 11 verse 24 says, "One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly but comes to poverty." This is a spiritual paradox. In the kingdom of God, your outflow determines your inflow. Think of a pipe. If the end of the pipe is capped, clogged with greed and fear, no more water can enter from the source. Why generosity works for leaders? 1. It destroys the spirit of fear. Fear is the biggest enemy of wealth. When you give, you are making a psychological declaration. I have more than enough. My source is infinite. Giving shifts you from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. 2. It builds social capital. Solomon was famously generous. When the Queen of Sheba visited, he gave her everything she desired. In return, she brought him spices, gold, and precious stones. Generosity creates a gravity that pulls favor and opportunities toward you. 3. The spiritual hedge. Tithing and kingdom giving are not taxes. They are protection. It is the act of acknowledging God as the CEO of your enterprise. When you honor the CEO with the first fruits, the CEO takes responsibility for the management of the rest. The leadership of the heart. Wealth in the Solomon blueprint is never just about the money. It is about the why. Why do you want to be wealthy? Solomon's wealth was used to build the house of the Lord and to provide peace for his nation. If your wealth is only for your own comfort, it will eventually become a burden. Leadership is the ability to manage resources for the glory of the provider. Solomon's wealth started with a prayer in Gibeon. When you ask for wisdom to serve others, God grants you the wealth to make that service effective. You have heard the 3 pillars: strategic diligence, multi-stream stewardship, and the law of the outflow. But information without application is just entertainment. Your challenge: look at the 8 seeds of Pillar 2. Which one are you missing? To begin your journey, you must create a budget, the blueprint. Start a second stream, the diversification. Set up an automated tithe or gift, the outflow. Type "I seek wisdom" in the comments below to declare that you are stepping off the treadmill of hustle and onto the path of biblical increase. Subscribe to join this community of kingdom-minded builders. This is Kingdom Stewards and Leadership Channel, and remember, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. You are just the manager. Manage it well.